Now, there are rivalries in all different sports, some fierce, some not so fierce. But when you think of rugby league, from someone that doesn't know a lot about rugby league, I think of Hull and Hull KR. So let's find out a little bit more about their rivalry. And if you do enjoy, guys, hit the like and subscribe button. It will mean the world to me. Let's go.
You know, there's no in between. You're either one or another, and you know, sometimes it splits families. You know,
it's the sort of game where supporters it decides whether they're going to have a good week or a bad week. It means everything to them at work, around the city.
That's one thing I think non-sports fans don't really understand, is that quite often what happens on a Saturday happens, and then the whole of your week is either thinking about what happened in the previous Saturday or Sunday, whatever, and also the excitement of the next weekend. Sport is what keeps people going. It's what gets people through their weekly work. And like you said here, it divides families, especially on where it is two teams in one city. Now, I'm a Southampton fan, and our rivalry is Portsmouth. Now, it is just down the road, but it's not the same city. You don't often have families divided. You don't often have some Southampton fans and some Portsmouth fans, but you do get that in where the same city has two different clubs. I assume same as Manchester, for example.
There's no need to fire the guys up in a game like this.
Michael steps back in field and gets over the try line. Unbelievable!
there's a nervousness towards it. You know, during the week, it's one of them. Wherever you go, it's mentioned. You know, you feel it been mentioned more and more in the lead up to it. You know, 2 and 3 weeks before the actual game itself, people are talking about it. So you naturally feel it. You know, you naturally you can't get away from it, so to speak. So to get that result is hugely important for our club.
So people talk about the build up to it, and then after, obviously, it's all about the bragging rights. Coming from a big Hull FC family and having a lot of Hull FC friends, there's a lot of pressure, added pressure, and like I said, there's a lot of emotion involved as well, and it's something they're really passionate about. And it's the games why you lace them up, why you want to be a rugby player, because you're playing a game like that, and the passion, the emotion, it's just what it's about.
Now, one thing I wonder is, in football, for example, I think in rugby league, it's still very much Northerners are playing. So like this guy, he's from Hull, his family's Hull FC, and he plays for Hull FC. And you don't necessarily get that as much in football anymore because players are brought in from all around the world. Yes, you still get the homegrown talent, and you know, there are players that have come all the way through the academy, but my question is, when you've got these rivalry matches, I don't know, Man United, Man City, Man United versus Liverpool, you know, the North London derby, South London derby, Southampton versus Portsmouth, when we ever actually play each other, because there are so many foreign players and players that aren't actually from the city, do they really get us fired up about it? I don't know. They may do. But I think that's what rugby league, for example, has different, in that a lot of the players are from that town, from that city. Whereas in football, players are from all around the world. Why do they care? Why would they care any more or less just because they're playing a local rival? The fans care. The fans obviously care, but do the players? I'm not sure. If anyone knows any players that's played in a rivalry, let me know. But I think that's probably what makes a little bit more special in rugby league.
You pop to the shops and it's either don't play too good or make sure you beat them this week, and it is exciting.
But that's what I'm talking about. They're going to their local shops.
A lot of people put a lot of energy into this game. Like I say, it does mean a lot to them.
You want to build it up, but at the same time, you don't want to go into that game 10 minutes in where you're running in quicksand because you've played the game in your head
55 times before before the weekend. So making sure you've got the right level of nervousness and the right level of energy is really important to getting the result. I've been too pumped for them games, and I've probably tried playing it down a little bit too much as well. So making sure you get that right is key.
In a regional town, you don't expect two strong teams, and obviously the history of the clubs have been, right back to when they played Challenge Cups against one another and they emptied the town out and things like that. So, yeah, I'm a bit late in on that, I must admit, but I do know the history. I love to read a bit about the game and what happens here.
I think that's probably what's quite special about Hull, because now I'm a southerner. Please don't be offended if you think I'm being ignorant or rude. I don't see Hull as being a big town or city. In my opinion, I don't see it being a big town or city. There's bigger towns up north, Manchester, Newcastle, Liverpool, for example. So, but what he said is, it's amazing to have two top teams in a not so major city. I think I'm phrasing that right. I think. Correct me if I'm being a knobhead.
And so, yeah, I'm fully aware of it and the responsibility that comes with it, but beating Hull is winning the first game to me, and that doesn't mean we're going to go through and win a grand final. Losing, it doesn't mean that we won't go through and play in the big games either, but it is still, as I say, a standalone game. It's an important game.
We're striving for silverware. We've put a squad together. We feel that if we can stay on the field and we can get some luck, we can continue to work as hard as we have been in the off-season.
I don't like saying about luck. You make your own luck. You either play well or you don't play well. And I think in rugby, people have said this about football, that sometimes the better team loses. And people are saying also that in rugby, the better team normally wins. And yeah.
There's no reason why we can't challenge the elite teams in the competition. A different competition this time around. Possible 39 games if you're very, very successful. Mental endurance is obviously going to be very important as well. So getting off to a good start is really important for us.
Well, there you go. A little video about Hull KR and Hull FC. It's weird that they're FC. They should be Hull RFC. Anyway, but yeah, maybe I will do a few more on rivalries. Like I said, I'd love to explain the Southampton versus Portsmouth rivalry. It just makes games extra special. That's really what it is. And you get rivalries in all sports. That tribalism that just brings the passion and the excitement and the will to win and the bragging rights. But yeah, possibly I'll do a Saints versus Portsmouth one, so you might know, you guys who aren't necessarily from my area will know why they are the best football days. Saints versus Portsmouth. Yeah. If you enjoyed, guys, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.